Today we got to do a crank seal on this 97 YZ250. It's blowing a bunch of white smoke out of here. Usually means it's pulling oil or transmission fluid from the crankcase, sucking it into the combustion chamber. The seal goes right in here. We got to pull the clutch cover and housing and the main. We got to get that primary gear off, and then we can change the seal. There's a 10 millimeter on your kickstart lever. And there's a 10 millimeter on this exhaust mount. There's another 10 millimeter on this lower exhaust mount. And there's 3 springs on the front. Get a spring puller like this. Next we got to take off the rear brake lever, and there's a Carter pin on the back of this. And take out the bottom bolt on your water pump housing to let the fluid out. There's 4 8 millimeter bolts on the power valve linkage cover. And you need to disconnect the power valve linkage because that will come off with the clutch housing. I'm not going to take the clutch cover off because I don't want to have to replace that gasket. These 2 forward upper bolts go all the way through both housings, so they have to come out. For the clutch housing, there's 10 bolts, including these 2 that go through the cover as well. I thought I had the bike leaned over far enough so that I didn't have to lose any crankcase oil, but apparently not. There's 6 10 millimeter bolts on the front of the clutch. Pull the throwout bearing out. There's 2 parts. The shaft wouldn't be a big deal if that stayed in there. Take a screwdriver and you got to bend down this tab on this lock washer. Now when I'm putting this back together, I'm going to use this other tab. These get more and more brittle every time you use them, and since I'm pretty sure someone else has been in this motor ahead of me, I'm not going to use that tab again. I'll probably break it off and remove it from the engine. I'll use this fresh tab on this side when I put this back together. This nut is a 30 millimeter. Now if you're real careful and keep these clutch discs all lined up, you can slide it right back in when you're ready to put it back together. This bolt must be a 25 or a 26. My 27 millimeter doesn't fit very snug, but I found this 1 1/16. Inspect this spacer real good. This is what seals against that seal. And sometimes they can get grooves in them. This one feels pretty smooth. This is a 10 millimeter bolt. Any of these small bolts inside the engine need some Loctite on them. So we'll make sure to replace that Loctite when we put this back together. Now I'm going to pry against this surface down here. So you want to be real gentle because your gasket has to seal. So put something in between the screwdriver and where you're prying. Ooh, that's way worse. It really didn't sound that bad when I ran it. That is wild. Look at that bearing is cooked. Well, I guess you're not going to get a video of me putting it back together. So if you are just changing the seal on your bike, follow those steps in reverse. The book says to put the manufacturer's numbers and letters outward, but these are double-sided seals. They can honestly probably go either way, but the book says to put the numbers going outward. I'd put a thin coating of oil all over it. And some of these you can just push in with your fingers. If it needs a little bit of force, you can tap it in. I wouldn't use anything metal. Find a little piece of wood or something and go real slow. Make sure that lines up real straight. I'm not quite sure what to do now. I'm really surprised that engine did not sound as bad as this bearing looks. Sit down and think about what I want to do with this engine. It's probably worth taking it apart. You guys will have to wait and see whether another video comes out of me showing you how to do main bearings. Or if you never see anything, then maybe the bike went to parts. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. There's nothing too difficult to do on these old two-strokes. You can do it. You'll get your bike fixed. Thanks for watching.